Welcome back to the Never Too Young podcast. Today I have with me probably the best team I've ever worked with and some of my closest friends. In under 1 year, we produced and released 3 music videos for the Ablaze Youth Choir, and I'm going to let these gentlemen introduce themselves, starting with Mark.
My name is Mark Ellis Jr. I am the director of the Ablaze Youth Choir, and on the past few music videos, I have been in them. I helped executive produce, and I was a choreographer.
Hello, everybody. My name is Trey. I would say on this team for the music videos, I've been in them as well, like Mark said. And also, I was an executive producer. But outside of this team, I serve as the social media content creator for the Human Jukebox Media team, where I get to work with the Fabulous Dancing Dolls and the Human Jukebox.
Hey, how you all doing? My name is Xavier Michel. On the last 3 videos, I was cinematographer. On the first video, I was director. On the second and third, I was assistant director. Outside of this, I am the director of media for the Texas Southern University Ocean and Soul Marching Band, and I am the founder and operator of Finney Films Productions.
Hey guys, so I hope y'all know me by now because this is like the 4th episode, but Anaya Hall. On the last 3 videos, I was the executive producer along with Traw and Mark, and for the last 2 videos, I helped direct them. So today we are basically going to be talking about that process. I hope that you guys can gain encouragement in your assignments, but we just want to share what that was like for us. And I'm going to start with a little icebreaker by asking each one of my guests, what was your favorite music video and why?
I Got It. I Got It was my favorite music video. That was pure cinematography. I mean, the different switches between gospel videos, like even the process of creating the concept, I already knew that we wanted a 90s theme, taking 90s themed gospel videos and recreating them. And it's always just a joy to look back on that video. And the camera work was, to me, that was our best camera work as well, with the drone shots and all that. So we got the boom shots. Yeah, it was I Got It.
I'm going to have to say Can't Tell It All. I think that one really got, for me, because I'm a dancer, dancing like and doing an award show theme, I think just really hit home for me because like when you're a dancer and you're young, you always have a dream of like being a part of music videos or dancing for an award show. So I think for me, that would have to be my favorite.
For me, I guess he's just working our way down at this point.
Yeah.
Work it out. 10 out of 10. I think with the Work It Out, I think what made it so, it was exciting for me. Like, it was our first time all working together.
Yeah. We
all had, I don't know, it just, the energy was there. It was long days. That's probably one of our longest days.
Right.
First day was like 16 hours. It was like a full adventure. So for me, I say Work It Out.
Yeah, so I'm going to break it because Can't Tell It All was just it for me. I'm going to have to agree with Traw on that. Probably because it was my first time like stepping into the director role, and I just loved like everything about the storyline of Can't Tell It All. But I Got It is right there, like right there behind it. But I want to like kind of go into the process of each of the videos a little bit. We ain't going to get too deep into it, but like in the mindset of like Work It Out and when we were starting, does anybody even remember like the day we dropped Work It Out? I'm quizzing you guys.
The exact date?
The exact day.
I actually don't. I know we dropped it in dropped it in the month of March.
Yeah.
March 21st?
March 30th. Oh. So March 30th, 2024. Work It Out was released to the world. But we started planning in what, like December? Like around that time. So my 2 executive producers, do y'all want to talk about like the process of Work It Out, coming together as a team, and you know how we brought X onto this project?
I'll speak to how we brought X onto that project.
Go ahead.
So me and X were actually on the Human Jukebox Media team together, and we did a promo that never got released, but was so good, for Jackson State. And I just remember like watching him and how he just flowed. And when we were discussing like, oh, who do we want as for our videographer, I just was like, I know a person. And I said, like, y'all, we should do X. Like, let's go with him. And they was like, well, is he really trustworthy? Like, you know,
like, who is X?
Yeah, like, they
Y'all
were
say,
doubting
where's
it.
the
But I remember I let him hear the song, and nobody was supposed to hear the song, whatever. And he was like, yeah, I see it. Like, I like this. I can do it. And so I just felt like that just was a divine aligned moment. Like, somebody that, you know, we get on this team together, I see how you work, and I let you hear the song, and you automatically have, like, a vision for it. Like, I just felt like it was right, and Mark and I just had to agree on it, and thank God they did.
We came in agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how we picked X.
Yeah. How did you feel? Like, do you remember, like, when Charles called you, like, how you felt when he was asking you about it?
No, it was actually, if I'm not mistaken, it was like on a Thursday. And the reason I know it was a Thursday, because we usually went outside to practice on Thursdays. He was like, hey, I'm part of this this group, this choir, and we plan on shooting a music video, and we wanted you to do it. I was like, all right, cool. And the crazy part about it was, I remember y'all did a show at Southern.
Yep.
Y'all did a show at Southern. I was like, everybody's there.
did.
Like, they look cool. But I didn't know that was y'all. So when he said, yeah, I want you to shoot a music video, I was like, all right, cool. Because I hadn't shot a music video in years. I said I wasn't going to do it. I was done. So y'all brought me out of my...
Yeah. Trey kind of oversold it, because I don't think me and Mark was like, we're definitely going with him yet. You were still kind of in, like, the processing stage, but he oversold it just a little bit. But I guess it worked out.
Yeah, I was like, y'all,
good.
X is good, y'all. I remember, like, showing him, like, your work. Like, X does these recaps for his team, but he did it for our team as well. And I was like, y'all, like, look at the cinematography. Like, it looks good. Like, what do y'all mean y'all don't want to go with this person? Like, let's go with X. So, yeah.
Yeah. And Mark, like, speaking, I kind of want to jump into, like, speaking to the plot of, like, Work It Out and, like, the video. So, like, you want to explain a little bit of the vision behind that and, like, coming up with that?
Well, yeah, the video concept is a main character, a young lady who is struggling in her grades at school and just has to trust God that God will work it out for her in the end, that her grades will increase through her actually, you know, having faith and putting works to her faith, that her grades will increase. And so I immediately saw just that plot. I'm like, somebody struggling in school, and I always wanted to do like a school themed video too. That's just so fun. Like,
that's so Ablaze.
Being in school, it's so Ablaze. We do school kid theme all the time. And so somebody that's in school that needs to get their grades up, and if they get their grades up, they get to go to like a party. And then I was like, when I said we got to take it to church, like that's just give church. Like, we can be at our church, like, and we can just switch the concept of the video. Like, it was just a big old plop. And then I was like, let me bring it to the team. I came to Trey's apartment, I believe it was your apartment.
Yeah.
And we were just in there talking and like coming up with, oh, we see this angle, or we see this for this part, and just adding to that vision, to that plot. And then the rest is history. Like, the video is just a great storyline, and you can see it from start to finish.
Yeah. And like with that, with it being the first time, like, I feel like a lot of us kind of was like, we were like excited but like nervous at the same time to kind of like navigate, because for us it's like, we don't know how to do a music video. Like, we never did this before. Like, we just sophomores in college, freshmen in college, just trying to figure it out. But navigating the process for the first time, like, what are some things you think, like, that, how do I want to formulate the question? I'm probably going to cut that. Navigating the process for the first time. Navigating the process for the first time, what are some things that, you know, like, we just had to learn along the way, and like you didn't expect, like to have to pick up on the fly, or like just tokens that we had to take into the other videos?
How long everything takes.
Oh, Jesus.
I feel like but that's my problem. I always think everything's gonna be faster than what it needs to be. So I'm like, oh yeah, we can do that in like 5 minutes. Or if we're doing a TikTok after church, I'm like, oh, that'll take us about 5 minutes. I always a lot less time. So this actually helped me in my life, period, to a lot more time for everything, really. And so, because we were trying to do a lot of scenes at the school, but we was in the classroom for a majority of the whole day. Yeah. And then we had to do the other scenes really, really fast. So, but we still was able to manage them, thank the Lord. But definitely that things take time. I picked that up. In each music video, we grew with that. Like, we were able to have more time that we actually need to get each scene done for each music video.
I I would say for me 2 things. Learning how to tell people you need help.
Yeah.
I think we were just trying to figure out everything on our own, and we weren't including everybody until it kind of like, I don't want to say blew up in our face, but like we didn't have to go a certain route if we would have just asked for help.
Yeah.
So I think that was something that we brought into the next video, which made it way more efficient by like getting help from, you know, our youth ministry leaders and things like that. And then I would say another thing is just always preparing for anything that can happen.
Yeah.
Like Mark was saying, we didn't think that it would take that long to get all of those shots for that scene. So we had to come up on the fly of like, okay, what are we going to do with this scene now that we can't do this? Or this person, you know, can't be seen, or this this color on this person doesn't look good with that next person. Having to pull people out of certain things and having those hard conversations right on the fly with people that was just 18 and 19. That was just something that we kind of just learned, and I think made us even better with our character. So yeah, those are my 2 things.
I think for the most part, did you ask a question again?
Basically like navigating the process for the first time, like what were things that you had to like learn in the midst?
Oh, well, I think for me it was communicating, because usually like I'm the only person working on a video, but this time I had 3 other people I had to communicate with. So it was like understanding their vision, and then long term, like I don't know how to explain it. I'm just tripping over my words.
That's okay.
How does it affect the outcome that we get? Because I remember after we had shot the video, we were like, yeah, we definitely need like 3 days.
Yeah.
So like understanding exactly what it was that we needed to do in those moments, and I think that was my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like I guess it was just learning how to navigate like with a team and like being open-minded to make sure that like everybody was okay with what the final outcome was going to be, because like we all had like certain tiny things that we wanted, or like our non-negotiables. Like so we had like a rule that we could each have one non-negotiable for the video. So like even that was just a process of learning how to work with a team, like giving us each a chance to say like, okay, this is something that I really want to include. And like coming from a background of like not doing a lot of like teamwork, big projects like this, it was definitely learning, just a learning curve. But I think, you know, we managed. I mean, we're here.
Yeah.
So moving into Can't Tell It All a little bit. So there was a 7-month gap in between Work It Out and Can't Tell It All dropping, which means we probably started working on Can't Tell It All like seriously probably like 3 months after we dropped.
July.
Yeah, okay, in July. And it dropped on October 12th. So how was that process of like we finished Work It Out, and then just a couple months later we was getting into working on Can't Tell It All? Like, were y'all excited? Was y'all ready to get back to it? Like, how did that feel?
I didn't want to do it. I was telling them, y'all, like, we just dropped the music video. Can we wait, please? Like, I need to rest. I need to take time, because it really was like a lot, and we did a lot, but I didn't want to do it at first, but they convinced me to just come on and do it.
Yeah, we had to convince Trey a lot. Podcast. We had to convince him a lot, but he eventually went for it, and he was happy. Like, he ended up enjoying it. You heard it; it was his favorite video. But I was ready to keep going, because for me, obviously, like, this is still considered work, but it's such fun work, and because it's ministry, that's really what keeps me like just motivated. I'm refreshed when I'm doing this, and it's a little different from just a normal day-to-day working job. So I really love and am passionate about like these video stories that God gives me, or passionate about the music. So I was ready to go. They had to tell me to calm down. Like, we don't need to do the video so soon. Like, let's give ourselves some more time to plan it and stuff, even in July, because I was ready to go. Let's hit it immediately.
Film it,
right.
September.
Right. I was ready to go. I'm like, the song dropped. Let's get this video out while it's hot. But they convinced me we have to come together and say, like, let's take a little gap of time so that we can just prepare properly.
Yeah.
And so I was really excited. You know, I was excited regardless. I'm always pretty much the one that's excited. They got to calm me down. And so, yeah, I was very, very overjoyed.
I think I ain't gonna lie. When they ask me to do something, for the most part, I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do it. Just because I enjoy working with them. Like, it's so easy to work with them now.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, let's do it. But I just got the position at Texas Southern. So now I'm working with, I think last year we had 8 people on teams, 7 to 8 people. So I imagine 7, 8 people, I got a new role, and that requires its own separate thing. But for the most part, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then we did it.
We did it.
We did it. And then,
Yeah.
it happened. But
It all worked out.
It
God
did.
worked it out.
And that's why we
Yeah.
had to wait, y'all. Like, X had got a new position.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to, like, figure out how do we make sure that all of our schedules align, because we all, like, we're
Yeah.
busy. Like,
Yeah.
he does media, I do media. That's a busy time for us. We want to drop songs, like,
Yeah.
the fall and what we try to accomplish. We're all busy. So to try to find that time where we can all come together and do this was also new too. And
Yeah.
I think it goes back to your point of you saying like the communication part and how we got better at that as
yeah.
time went on and more music videos we do.
Yeah. And for Can't Tell It All, we had a few roles switch. So this was my first time directing something like ever. I don't even remember how like I was like, oh yeah, like sure. I don't remember. I don't know if any of y'all remember like how I was just like, okay, sure, I'll direct. Go ahead.
Yeah. So for the most part, I didn't have the time to really, I want to say buy into it the way I needed to.
Yeah.
But y'all understood the vision more. And I was like, all right, you got the vision? All right, I can execute these visuals. Come on, let's do it. So I think that's kind of how that
Yeah.
fell
played
into
out.
place. Yeah.
Yeah. Mark, like, how do you feel? And I don't know if I ever asked you this question before, but like the music videos being like your babies, like, and these songs being your babies, like, how did it feel to trust like somebody else, even when it was X or me, like with making sure that we produce what you wanted for like your little babies?
Well, I already know y'all. Like, I feel like even with Xavier coming in for the first time and us meeting a few times just before the video, like, I feel like I just got to know him and he just got it. Like, and I can tell when someone just is an intelligent person or they may be a little off. And Xavier, he seemed intelligent. I'm like, this is an intelligent young man. So if we all go over the vision together and I like hear y'all just saying things that are exactly the vision that I was having for it, like it makes me comfortable, like just trusting y'all with even more parts of it and access to the video, the vision behind the video, the storyline, like having y'all's own creative flares, because like you understand why the vision is what it is. So once I know that y'all understand through just hearing y'all talk, through us having conversations, through us meeting, when we're on the video shoot, it's like I'm ready to roll. Like I understand that Xavier gets it. He's saying, Mark, you want to check this out, see if this looks good, and you're saying like let's do it again. I understand that you guys know what you guys are doing from an expertise standpoint, and we ready to roll. Once we have our meetings, I'm comfortable with
it's
you
like
all.
a level of trust.
It's like the trust is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the idea behind Can't Tell It All, I want to talk a little bit about like that process as well. Like coming up with the idea, we pay homage to a few people in there. I know, Mark, you could probably speak to that too. Like just the process of Can't Tell It All, and then getting into a little bit as well of just our process with the music videos in general.
The process of the video coming up with it, or just the actual video?
No, like the process of coming up with like Can't Tell It All, the idea, and then like how we bring it to life. And you could start with explaining the like idea for the video, and if you want to give it to Charles to like explain the steps, how we bring it to life, or whatever the case may be.
Okay, so Can't Tell It All, I already knew when we were doing Can't Tell It All, it just gives award show. Like the song sounds like luxury, like you're winning something. It's like a, I'm not gonna say bougie, but it's just like the song got money just sprinkled on it. It's like, like it's just a refreshing song, and it gives like you just won something. So I'm like, let's do an award show theme. Even behind the music video when we were coming up with, the photo shoot when we were coming up with just the shoot for the single cover. It's like let's do it up like we're at an award show or something, and then immediately we were like, the video is going to be about an award show. And so the same thing, I knew I wanted an award show theme of us winning something, us behind the stage, all this stuff. And then I said, all right, we're going to give this general plot to the team. And we met and we came up with different concepts. We were bouncing out ideas. So that's how it came about. I just had a feeling that the song was like an award show theme. And even the color purple, I remember you were like, we should definitely do purple.
What were you trying to do at first, like red or something?
I don't even remember. I really don't remember.
Or like, it was like, I think it was multiple
colors. Was it red, orange, and yellow? Or
something like that. And I was like, it's just giving purple for royalty.
Yeah.
My favorite color, by the way.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the process. It was a fun process as well, just like working out.
I would say the process is kind of like there's phases of how we basically go through the process of the music video. It's like Mark has his aha moment, like he's been voicing, like he gets this vision or whatever. He comes and tells us about like, hey, this is what I see for the music video, and we sit with it, and then we have another meeting where we're going through the entire song, like minute by minute. We're starting points and stopping points where we are saying what we see visually for this part, how we want camera transitions to happen. And then once that meeting is over, then we meet with X. X comes in and just tells us, okay, this is able to happen, this isn't able to happen. And we work with him to basically get the final product of like what y'all see on the music video. And then after that, it's drafting up contracts, it's meeting with other people that's a part of the music video coming to life. The choreographers, Lena and Mark, like we meet with them.
Yeah.
We're meeting with our ministry leaders to get like the logistics going, making sure like invoices are being paid, securing locations, like all like the basically the logistics and the money stuff. We handle that, and then we're notifying choir members of, hey, this is when you're needed, we need this contract then and there. And then after that, it's pretty much music video day where we're shooting for whatever time that we have scheduled. And then after that, once we're done shooting, Anaya works with X on the editing process, on what we have on our paper, because it's called a music video script, where it's like the visuals are on this side and then the lyrics are on this side, and they go through that, they edit that, and then we go through revisions.
Oh my goodness.
We go through revisions with all of us on, like what looks good or this doesn't look good. And I know for me, like I was a stickler on like the dance revisions, like because I'm a dancer. And then they have like, their sort of expertise on certain revisions, and then we give y'all the final product.
Yeah. It's a lot, y'all. Like, it's a lot. And I think because of, like, it was important for me to bring y'all on because I wanted to talk about this, because I don't think we ever have. And it's like, as like consumers or like fans or people who listen to the music, it's like, oh, they're dropping a music video. It looks so good. It looks so cool. But then like, you don't realize that it's 100+ hours like that you putting into stuff. Even just the going through the script, like that first time as a team, like we would sometimes like be together for 4, 5, 6 hours, like all day, because you have an idea or that aha moment, and then you gotta bring it in and make a plot and figure out how logistically it's gonna work. Then you have to think about, how many people are about to be on set, like how do we convey this whole story in the amount of time that we have, and then place this story strategically with each lyric of the song. Like it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And it's like each time we created a different world as well. I think that's what really does set apart like Ablaze sometimes from like other artists, or especially like you don't see a lot of youth groups out here like doing full-fledged music videos, and then each music video is a whole different world. Like I remember telling people like, oh, let me show you the youth choir's music video, and like nobody ever expects it to be what it is. They be like, oh, okay, just cause they just be trying to be nice, like, oh, okay, I'll watch your little video. And then they watch and they're like, oh my gosh, like that was a whole thing. But from Work It Out, so we got March 30th all the way to I Got It, March 15th, 2025. What do you think was the biggest difference for y'all individually from coming in to Work It Out and to working on like I Got It? Like whether it be like just your mindset coming in, or like just things that you learned or developed from point A to point C, like. And you don't got to talk first, Mark, if anybody else want to go first.
I'm big on communication. So, like, leaving after that first video, our ability to communicate had advanced so much, like, to the point where when we're producing these videos, we could have those, what I would deem difficult conversations. Like, hey, whoever doesn't look too well in this shot, let's start removing some people, and everybody, they just get it. But on my personal side, I don't know, I was more confident in my abilities, because Work It Out was kind of like, all right, let's figure this out. I know some things, let's put it together. But then it came down to the point where on the last video, just like seeing the growth. And I remember telling y'all too, after we finished producing, it was like the growth amongst y'all was crazy. Mark's voice got a little deeper. I don't know, y'all realize Mark's voice got a little deeper, and I'm like,
got some bass. Just
as far as like how smooth the process was.
Yeah.
And the understanding too, like that was big, like understanding why we can't do certain things. Because with Work It Out, I'd be like, well, we can do it, but these are the problems we're going to run into. So like, I think for the most part for me, it was watching you all's growth and how y'all manage teams, how y'all communicate, all these different things. I think that was that took the cake. I think that was what I liked most.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have anything before I go?
You got it.
Okay. I would say for me, I'm a person to where like, how do I say this? Because God is working on it with me. Like, I know that like this certain way is not gonna work, or this is gonna happen, y'all. Like, we should go this route. And so I feel like in Work It Out, I would always just voice every time like what I thought. And I think what I learned is just sometimes of how to take a step back and just allow, you and Anaya to really cultivate certain things, because I feel like y'all have this dynamic of when y'all are creating, like y'all flow, like y'all flowing. And when I realized, let me not interrupt that flow right now, like I have to come back later at this certain meeting and say, hey y'all, like I know y'all said this, but what about this? So it's like learning each other and how you may think or how you may think. I think that's what I like have grown in, and just learning people more, like how to work with others and how to learn others. I think that's where like I grew the most, and I think it definitely helps us with how we even work on like just outside projects or new teams. Learning how to work with teammates. I think that was one of my biggest things.
I feel like I learned more and more how to allow the kids and the young people to have a great experience on the set. Like, I really want them to have fun, and I want it to be balanced. I want them to, not have to wait so long. I want them to have a good mindset, understand why they're doing the video that they're doing. I want them to just have fun. And so overall, throughout each video, I feel like they've had more and more fun as it has gone by, because we've been able to just make the process smoother cultivate the background operations smoother to where they come in, they doing their part, and they get to leave, and we got some food for them. They get to have fun. They get to talk to their friends a little bit in between. Then they know how to get right back to it. They understand respect even more. They understand the process. I just want them to have a great experience and create memories that will last them a lifetime. And so I think I've been able to learn how to do that better. And even for the future, whatever the future holds, we'll be able to make them have even more memories that they can tell their kids one day and just keep that line going and that fire for Christ down the line.
Yeah. I think, like, it was just so much growth. Like, that year was just so much growth. Mm-hmm. But, like, as far as the videos, I really think, like, kind of what Mark was saying, like, understanding how to create that balance of like having fun but also making sure the assignment gets done in excellence,
right?
Because it's a very, like, you can put too much weight on either end of the scale and like it'll show up in the video, maybe like people won't see it but you'll know behind the scenes. And like I know for me, like I can't, like I was talking about, like I can't be a little bit of a perfectionist or really like let's get this assignment done, more task oriented. But like throughout the process I had to learn, like, okay, I gotta rein it back a little bit more, like give people time to have fun or like make it more fun for myself too, and not just feel so much like boom, 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 because that's draining too. Like when you feel like you showing up and it's just like work. Like the assignments that God gives us are supposed to be fun too. Like I feel like we should have joy in the different things that we're doing. So it was definitely learning, you know, that balance. But I think there's so many different things that like we grew on during that amount of time that like no podcast episode will give as much justice to that as just being in that moment, in that experience. And I do want to mention too, like we had, it wasn't just us four, like it was so many people like a part of the team, and we actually have a core team of 8 people that were there with us. You know, X's people, Kimonte and Lorenzo, our other choreographer Lena, and Joshua was on set as well, and that was, you know, that core team as well. And then we had people helping within just like the ministry and just different leaders as well. And I kind of want to know from y'all, what do y'all think was like the most important aspect of our team dynamic, like the thing that, you know, we just got right, or once we got it right, like that's what made us working together like so good?
Trust, knowing our job roles, just general friendship, and I would just say the biggest thing would definitely be trust and knowing the job roles.
Yeah.
Once you know what you're doing, it's wraps. Like, we're able to now trust each other and do our jobs. And also being flexible, too, though.
Yeah.
'Cause we have a niche, but you got to be able to fill in and do what you need to do throughout. But, yeah. Once we all go over the plan together as well, being on the same page helps us. And not somebody being not knowing something or somebody not understanding the concept. Once we're on the same page, I feel like that helps us as well.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to add?
No, he answered it
Y'all don't have
perfectly.
Yeah.
That might be
I
the
would
whole
say,
thing.
and I'm going to speak for me and Lena on this side, I think the level of just respect from the guys, like the core team is 8 people, it's 6 guys and 2 girls. And especially for me, like when I get in the position of directing, or when Lena comes on and she's like organizing choreography and stuff like that, like it takes a very mature person, especially like a man, to be like, okay, like I'll allow her to kind of do what she's gonna do, or like follow suit, or kind of let that play out. So I want to say for me and Lena, like I don't know if we even ever said that to you guys, but I know that's something we talked about. Like we appreciated the maturity and respect from you guys, all 6 of y'all, because it's like there's teams and there's rooms all across America where when a woman walks in and it's a whole bunch of men, she just got to shut up and not say nothing. So I definitely appreciate y'all just respect and ability to let us, you know, take the lead and take charge when it was time to do so. But shifting gears a little bit, now that we talked about each music video, I want to read our stats and just toot our horns for a second. So as of today, The views for the video is 938,000 views.
What?
So we're about
For altogether?
all together. So we're about
That's crazy.
62.
videos?
Yeah, so we're like 62,000 away from 1 million
1 mil.
views.
And that's just on one platform.
That's just on YouTube.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Wow.
That's just on YouTube. And we have over 6.5 million impressions.
Yeah,
Like,
that
all together
is
for the
insane
videos.
work.
Yeah, and like for that, I wanted to bring that up because I think sometimes when you achieve a lot, and I know that in our personal lives we've achieved a lot as well, sometimes at such a young age you can get like imposter syndrome, like I don't deserve to, be a part of this, or like I didn't really do this, or like there's no way, or whatever the case may be. So like, do you guys like struggle with that? And like when imposter syndrome comes up, like how do y'all combat that with the word of God? Like how has it been y'all process with dealing with that?
I'm going through that right now. Like, honestly, me and X were just talking about that yesterday. Of how, like, you just don't think you deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's honestly, it's thoughts. It's just thoughts. And I think I always just have to remind myself of, like, if I know that this is God's will for me,
Right.
then I know that, like, I am worthy of it because this is what God wants me to do. Like, God wanted us to be a team and create these music videos to encourage people and to save souls. Like,
Really?
this is what God wanted us to do. So it's like we have to remember of when you're walking and being in God's will that you are worthy of those certain things. So I just always have to remind myself of just if I'm doing God's will, if this is God's will, then it's for
Right.
me.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's just something I just have to continue to remind myself, because sometimes I just don't think I'm worthy of certain things.
Yeah.
But I just have to remind myself of just like I said, God's will.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm worthy or deserving of some of the accolades or things that I've been able to accomplish either, but I also know that I'm not worthy and deserving of just the grace God gives us,
Right.
like the lordship that He provides us,
good
the
to
covering He gives us. It's like I'm living a life and living just by breathing and being here right now. We may not be deserving of that, and so every single time I feel like I'm not deserving of something, I just switch it with gratefulness. Like,
Right.
God, I'm grateful that you allowed me to have this, do this, be here. Immediately switch it with gratefulness. So it's not even a sad feeling for me or just makes me start being depressed. Like, oh, I don't even deserve this. It's like when I think I don't deserve something, I'm like, man, I don't even deserve this. And it's almost
you.
turns to
Yeah.
happiness. Like, wow, God, I'm literally living in a dream.
Right.
And I don't deserve it. So, God, I'm grateful. Like, whatever you give me, whatever I'm able to continue to accomplish, I'm going to forever be grateful and understand the concept of the fact that I don't deserve it, which only fuels my gratefulness. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how I see it.
You better preach it.
It produces humility. Like it produces humility when you
Yeah.
understand that I don't deserve really anything. Like,
Yeah.
I don't deserve this. I didn't deserve new life in Christ, but yet He got on the cross and He
Yeah.
died. So it's like it produces this humble sense, and it's like, okay, I have to point to Him when people start to talk about stuff or stats or whatever the case may be. I have to point to God, but also I have to be able to accept that it did take me saying yes and being obedient to Him for this assignment to be done this way, because God can use any of us. Like, He didn't have to use this team. He could have picked another youth choir and gave them this whole entire vision, but He dropped it in our spirits, and then each and every one of us had to say yes to that calling and walk that out too. And even shifting more into like the spiritual aspect of it, and this is like a hot topic for us when it comes to the music videos, but there was a lot of spiritual warfare
Oh my goodness.
attached to these videos. And I think anybody doing ministry, trying to do something in ministry, trying to teach people, trying to reach people, trying to save souls, you have to understand that the devil hates that. He hates it. Like, and he already wants to kill you because you're a child of God, but then when you start actually like trying to help other people, oh
Say,
yeah,
you're
like
doing too
he's
much.
on that. Like, you're a target. So I do want to talk about, some of the things we even experienced was kind of like crazy. So I'll let each of y'all talk about, some of the things that, we just had to deal with or even combat with that, and how we had to invite God more and more each time and realize that he had to be a part of that process more and more each time.
If we told y'all everything that we deal with, we might be canceled or something. So we won't say
everything. We won't say everything. We won't say everything.
But it was a lot we had to deal with behind the scenes, on the scene. Like, we dealt with complications in our operations. We dealt with setbacks and, people not really understanding the vision, not being where we were at, and our excitement and our passion. But even those things were a lesson, like that spiritual warfare and us being able to conquer the enemy where he tried to attack us. God turned it around for our good. So just complications and operations that we were dealing with on the set. Sometimes we would get tired, or sometimes we have to deal with somebody not understanding something. We're dealing with a bunch of young African-American teens and young adults. They're not understanding things. They may say, I'm tired, or they may say, well, we don't understand why we have to wait for this long. So we did have to deal with some bite back, and they gave us grace and we gave them grace, and we grew from it. But that was definitely different things that were attacking us. Sometimes we wanted to throw in the towel and say, listen, if you're gonna give me attitude, I'm finna have an attitude right back.
Right.
It's times where you wanna feel like that, and the enemy can use that and say, yes, I'm about to get them, I'm about to win. And the Lord, as long as we just understand why we're doing what we're doing, the Lord guided us through all of that. We did not succumb, or we did not get overtaken by any warfare that the enemy tried to throw at us, or any just distractions he tried to give us. I feel like we were able to navigate through it. And even at the times where we may have fell short, we literally learned so much through those times. And that's how you learn, just that hands-on experience.
Right.
And we grew so much as young adults that we are. So just different, different experiences with the kids, different operations, setbacks that we went through. And even between us, sometimes we would be getting at it like, nah, I don't want it to be like this. And Mark, you doing too much. We need it to be like this. And just work between us as well. The enemy was like, let me try to spark that, but that wasn't gonna work.
That wasn't gonna work.
That wasn't gonna work. But yeah, that's my take on that.
Well, Mark spoke on one of my points, but I remember personally, my apartment, like my room, caught on fire the night of Work It Out, the full long day that we had.
16 hours.
Yeah, 16 hours.
Yeah.
I fell asleep because I just was, we was
Exhausted,
tired.
burnt
Like
out.
we were up at 6 and we finished around 1 o'clock a.m. So I fell asleep. I left my candle on because I was just like, I'm just, lay down for a little bit, get back up, and woke up. The side of my mattress full of flames, and the next day we had to shoot, and I know, like, it was nobody but God that got me up, because if the fire would have kept spreading, like, my face could have been burned, and I probably wouldn't been able to be a part of the next day of music video shooting. So it was like the enemy wanted to not have me in, like, videos, and I think that's a lot. Even, like, when we try to figure out our dates, like, it's always this date or that day. It's like there's a lot of conflicts, but we always find something
a way
for us to be a part of it. And like, so it's like the enemy always tries to block stuff, but with God and the spiritual maturity that we gain from each video and every encounter that we have, we grow from it and we learn from it, and we just be having faith in God. Like everything is gonna like work out. So yeah, I know that's just some spiritual warfare I experienced.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Last video, I got it. Man, when we were supposed to get there, so it was like, I think it was like 2 days before the shoot. All my equipment, I use all my equipment in one car, in one Jeep. I drive a Jeep. I get rear-ended. So now I can't get none of my equipment in there. I had to go through my back door to get all my equipment in there. And then you know me, you know that I carry, like, the equipment I use is like, it's heavy. It's big equipment. So it's like I'm passing all this stuff through the back door trying to load it up, load it out. So that slowed down things right there. And then it was the day the video was supposed to drop. It was on me. I took my time a little bit. Video was supposed to drop. We had a set time. I'm uploading the video. Why does the video pause at 97%? and it stayed like that. It said 10 seconds left to upload.
Lord.
And it stayed like that for a good little minute, so I had to start it over. So it was like, even those little small things, like those inconveniences, and then understanding. I remember Anaya, she was telling me, she was like, it's just spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
And as soon as she reminded me of that, I just went a little harder. It was like, okay, we're going to get it out. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it was going to get done, but
Yeah.
take care of.
It's just like, I remember the last video, I don't remember if it was the day before we started shooting I Got It, but I remember praying that night, and the Lord, because it was a lot. Like I had almost gotten into a car accident. You got rear-ended. You were in an accident as well. Like, it was a lot of stuff, and like it was personal things that like we were dealing with too. And I remember praying, and the Lord told me, the weight of my glory outweighs the weight of the warfare. And I remember texting you guys. And ever since, even outside of the music videos, I've always held on to that, because I think sometimes, like, when you're young and like you're on fire for God and you're doing stuff and like things are happening, it's so easy for you to think like, just everything is going wrong, like da 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 da. But you don't remember there's actually like a force that's trying to strategically like get you out of place. And sometimes when things are going wrong, it could just look like this isn't gonna work out, like this isn't gonna happen, it's not gonna come to fruition the way it's supposed to. And like God just reminding me like, the weight of my glory, like it's always gonna win. Like he always gonna win out of the warfare. And the heavier the warfare, the greater his glory is gonna be when, you know, the assignment is finished and the assignment is done. And I think like that's just an aspect for everybody to remember. Like if you're just like down in the depths, feeling like, you know, things aren't working out the way they're supposed to, not even just in assignments, like in school, in personal life, like just remember, like if you hold on to that hand, if you hold on to God's unchanging hand, like he will walk you through that process and get you through that. Whew. Sorry, that was good to me.
Yeah, that
got good to me real quick.
Get what you
need. But I know we can literally sit here like forever and talk about just the process of everything. And I hope that you guys like got some good gems from that. But to close it out, I want to ask each of you guys to give one piece of advice to a young Christian creative, like even if it's not in like the aspect of music videos or even music, just somebody who has an assignment from God. Like, what is one piece of advice that you would give to them while they're trying to fulfill that assignment and on that journey?
I want to say, have fun with your gifts and the talents that God gives you. Understand that what you see on TV, what you see on social media, you don't have to try to go for that. You don't have to try to go for everything you see on the gospel stars or just any of that. Have fun with your gifts and talents and use them for the right reasons. Get your heart right. Make sure in my heart, I just want to glorify God. Let that be your motive behind all the things you do, and God will take you to heights that you never even imagined. I never imagined to be on a platform doing what I'm doing, to be doing music videos, to be here so fast and so early and so young. But that's where God was able to bring me and was able to grow me to by me just wanting to glorify him first. I didn't want to immediately get to all this. I just wanted to have fun and glorify him. That's where my heart posture was, a humble place. So I encourage all the young Christian creatives, the singers, dancers, videographers, all of you guys, just make sure your assignment and your heart says, I want to glorify God. And everything else will come after. Everything else will be added unto me. But I'm going to seek him first. So that's my advice.
I say trust the process. When you get into a realm of creative, whatever it is that you want to do, God's going to put you through things to strengthen you. Because once you get to a certain point, you're going to have to rely on these lessons that you learn. And God's going to see you through these lessons. Every lesson, everything that you go through is going to be unique. But I think remembering that it wasn't placed on your heart for no reason should be able to, it should carry you.
Yeah.
Because that's real, because a lot of people, God has placed ideas or things on their hearts and they don't see it through because one thing happens. But in actuality, that thing was supposed to push them to a whole new level, right? So I think I'm not going to go too deep into it, but with me personally, I moved from Philadelphia. I just remember driving one day. And I was just trying to figure out what it was I was supposed to do. I stopped shooting videos, all this stuff. And I remember God told me, what I have in store for you is greater than what you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
And when I moved back out here, I was doing a thing, I just had my camera. That's one thing I came back with. I just came with my camera. Within a little bit of time, I was on a Disney set. Within like 2 months of me being back out here, I was on a Disney set. So just, like I said, just seeing it through. Mm-hmm. I think that's the biggest thing I can say.
Mm-hmm. I feel like for me, just make sure that you're doing things so God can get the glory.
Yeah.
Especially with being like a creative and being an influencer. It's so easy to get influenced by trends and wanting to have this many views or be so, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Be so like
in the spotlight.
Enticed, to be in the spotlight or to have the intention. It's very important that you're doing things for God's glory and not your glory. I think that's the most important thing, and it speaks to just making sure that you have humility,
right?
And you're, just practicing certain Christian like ethics.
Yeah,
making sure like you're not doing things out of for like I said, for you to have the glory. I think that's one of the biggest things, especially with being like an influencer for God, like making sure that you're doing things for God and not for yourself.
Yeah. When I was thinking about this question, I was like meditating on it because I was like, God, like what is my answer? I really was like, I don't know what I want to answer. And I started to think about like, what do I wish somebody would have told me? And I'm going to say it exactly how he gave it to me so I don't mess it up. But my advice for any Christian creative specifically would be to learn how to be Mary before you try to be Martha. And that kind of means like there will always be setbacks associated with doing Martha work before you've had a Mary posture. And if you know the story, Jesus came into the house and Martha was doing all this work and Mary was just sitting at Jesus' feet and just in his presence. And Martha was tripping. She was like, hold up, like, Jesus, like, I'm doing all this work for you, like you gonna, give me a hand clap for that. And Jesus told Martha, like, nah, you gotta learn how to be Mary. You gotta learn how to just be in my presence. You gotta learn how to just enjoy me and spend time with me. And I think even my own personal experience, I think would have been a different way if I would have learned first to just enjoy his presence, be in his word, learn more about who God is, the characteristics of who he is. Because when you learn more about God, he'll teach you more about yourself. Mm-hmm. So that when you get into your work, you're better at it. It's not going to be as many setbacks. It's not going to be as many obstacles as you will have to face if you didn't learn how to be in his presence first. And I mean, there's always going to be challenges and stuff associated, but you can miss and like not have to avoid so many mountains when you learn how to really be in his presence, because it just develops this relationship. So then when those obstacles come, it's easier for you to bear them because you're not bearing them by yourself. You're bearing them with him. But I just think that's so important, especially for young people to understand, like, don't be so eager and just in a rush to, I want to do this for God and da-da-da-da. Like, be in his presence, sit with him, allow him to refine you and grow you and work with you. But on that note, we're closing the podcast out. I really appreciate you guys for coming. You guys, I love this team. I love these people on this couch, okay? So I'm really happy that you guys got to be a part of this.
We love you.
Yeah, we do. We love you.
I'm so happy that you guys got to be a part and we can make it happen. But as we do with every episode, we are going to close it out in prayer. Thank you for today. Thank you for bringing us together for this moment, Father God. Thank you for the Never Too Young podcast. Thank you for every single guest on this episode and how intentional you were in bringing us together as a team, and even the people not on this episode of just putting us together to fulfill your assignments, Lord. Thank you for allowing us to do what we have done in your name and for your glory. Thank you for just the honor to even be your vessels for these music videos. I pray for the people on the other side of the screen that are going out and achieving and doing assignments for you, that they will be encouraged by this, that they will be blessed by this, that they will walk away having a better idea of how they should operate in their kingdom assignments for you, and that they will be encouraged and affirmed in the work that they were doing. And like Galatians 6:9 says, they would not get weary in well-doing, for in due season they shall reap if they faint not. I thank you so much for this moment and even your presence abiding during this episode. And I just pray for blessings on every single one of my guests and what they're doing in their work for you, but also for what they're doing in their personal lives. And I thank you and I praise you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Share this with a friend, like, subscribe, do all the things, and see you later, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.